So trying to understand how would you suggest, the communication aspect in today's time where there is a lot of work from home. You're not working face to face. You're in a remote environment. But imagine a situation of supply chain professionals. Products have to be moved. There's logistics from one country to another, from one location to another location, customer's location, supplier location. So how do we manage all of this effectively in terms of communication when we are doing it within the supply chain domain and through the channels of online meetings? So how do we do that? Over to you, Soha.
Absolutely. So remote work can really make communication much more challenging, and I've been there at some point, but emotional intelligence can still play a role as such. One tip, to be honest, to make sure that communication channels clear and well defined, and that expectations around responses time are communicated. So this definitely requires social skills and communication skills. It is also important to be mindful of the impact of written communication. We have to also remember this and to use the language that is quite respectful and professional, and to avoid any potential assumptions or negative interpretations. Another tip is to establish regular check-ins. So regular meetings or check-ins can really help to maintain connections. It provides opportunities to clarify doubts, and it keeps everyone updated on the progress, of course. Another tip is it's essential to practice active listening, like I mentioned earlier, by ensuring professionals understand what's being communicated, and don't hesitate to ask for clarification when required. Lastly, is to encourage feedback, and it's very important. And how do we do this? Is by creating a space where team members feel quite comfortable providing feedback or expressing concerns, and this definitely can be done by asking for their opinion, being receptive to their ideas, and addressing their concerns.
Interesting answers, interesting things to learn from. Thank you very much, Soha. One last point that to our viewers, and some of these points have come up. How do we be part of the emotional intelligence fraternity? How did you land into this domain of emotional intelligence domain within the HR domain for the professionals out there?
How did I land myself into the emotional intelligence?
Emotional intelligence, and how do you recommend if somebody is a fresher, what is in it for them to come forward and join this industry?
Oh, this is a long story. So I'm coming from an HR background. I worked with people for quite some time. I'm a person who like working with people. I discovered the passion of emotional intelligence coincidentally, I must say. I wanted to be specialized in an area where I can help the others how to navigate their challenges, how to manage their emotions, and specifically when they face kind of challenges or adversity, because I've been there. I was a person who was extremely emotional. I used to lash out. I wasn't patient by any means until I came across the emotional intelligence, and yes, I decided to delve or to enter the world of emotional intelligence. And by the way, I would like to say that emotional intelligence is not, it doesn't take you, like one session to develop your emotional intelligence. It's kind of like working on a puzzle. So it's all about figuring out and assembling different pieces. So it's about understanding yourself. The second piece is about to manage your emotions, and then working on your motivations, and of course work on your empathy and your social skills. So it's kind of a puzzle, I would say. Yeah, it takes some time and it takes efforts to fit all these pieces together, but it's worth it, trust me.
Absolutely. So good takeaway points from Soha to all the viewers. And we still have quite a few questions, but in the interest of time, and our focus remains that we want to keep the discussions 15 to 20 minutes max, where we cover up maximum stories in that limited time. So once again, thank you very much. Thank you, Soha, for joining in, for your valued time and giving us those tips and tricks to work around within the supply chain section and managing the emotional intelligence in today's time. Thank you very much to all our viewers who have been together on various events with us, who have been together with us in this session as well, coming up with such interesting questions. We are going to bring in a lot more events, a lot more relevant subjects with you, how to navigate through within the supply chain and procurement domain. Thank you very much once again, everyone, for joining the Pro Talk show, which is sponsored by Chartered Buying. Thank you very much, everyone. Goodbye.
Thank you, Faik, for having me. Goodbye.
Thank you, Soha.